It's not just radio, it's Rockland World Radio.
RocklandWorldRadio.com.
We put the rock back in Rockland.
RocklandWorldRadio.com.
Sometime in the early 00s.
Good evening, people.
Yeah, good evening, good good afternoon, good whatever time you're tuning in to this. Good morning, actually. Good middle of the night.
I would like to say, also before you continue, raspberry cookies, Subways.
Now, this
Fantastic.
is the first segment of the day. We are going to watch Hyro finish his cookie. So let's wait for this. Go ahead. I want you to explain each bite.
I'm savoring it.
I want you to explain how savory each delectable bite is.
Each bite is different because they have a different type of softness. Now you see here, like around this core right here, you got to actually pay attention to the specific part around the cookie. Like you just have to go in for a specific bite. Like all good and done.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, so what's the next bite going to be like?
Next bite is just like you have to really take it slow. Like there's no explaining what will happen if you go. You just wouldn't know.
Rich is here actually. Hey Rich, just jump on the show. We're talking about Hyro's cookie. Whoa! Are you okay, Rich?
Yeah. Mistakes.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
It was Rich the intern. So.
Welcome.
Rich the intern is in the house. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, guys?
So we're doing our first segment right now. It's been a really rough week, folks. Especially this morning. We had some really bad news. So how's that cookie going?
Just letting it take over you.
I know Santa would.
If I can have a session like right now, this cookie would win.
Really?
A
session of what? Like sex or fighting?
Just
or what's
anything.
the difference, actually?
Just anything.
You're having a very gospel moment right now.
Yeah, well, no, this is his moment of zen. This is the Chinese and the Jamaican coming together. This is the yin-yang of Hyro's existence.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, he's got some dragon fruit to wash down that cookie with.
You see how Asian it got, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole thing. Sorry, I'm going to do some Irish stuff right now. How you doing today, Rich?
I'm alright. Just woke up about maybe like 20 minutes ago. So
What the hell have you been doing? What, are you living at a frat house?
Well, not right now.
Right.
Yeah, I basically live in one when I go to school though.
Where do you go to school?
I go to Seton Hall University.
Seton Hall.
Yeah.
That's where my father got his master's degree.
Really? And what did you get it with?
He did it years ago. It was he ended up becoming a chairman of physical education. So,
Yikes.
He went to Springfield to get his bachelor's and Seton Hall to get his master's. And if he could have gotten a doctorate in phys ed, he would have.
I wish we could go back to the days where if you have a master's degree, they had to call you master. Because if you get a doctorate, they call you doctor.
Exactly. So what's the difference?
Well,
Master Hyro. It'd be lovely.
I guess it was more difficult to
I think
get
like before
a master's.
1960, that would have been really creepy.
That and after slavery, why not? Let's just call everybody master.
Yeah, well, I mean they couldn't. Well, I mean the slaves couldn't go to college anyway, so I guess it worked out.
That would be fucked up.
Yeah.
If I earned my master. You deserve to call me master. No.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
no, I'll slap you first before I call you master.
Wouldn't it be weird if a slave went up to their old master like, "Hey, master,
I earned my master."
Yeah.
So guess who's master now?
Yeah, right.
I went to college. I could be a master too.
It's a little bit more of a deeper problem there. If you got your master's degree out of college, but still had to go back to be a slave.
Yeah, that's kind of
wow.
That's like, what was the point?
It's like, well, exactly. What's the point? What am I doing this for?
Well,
Shits and gigs.
Stu thinks I'm like Thomas Jefferson, so I It's because
you have several half black children that.
Well, yeah, he claims that in the old lounge I used to work at that I was sort of like the slave master. It was
no.
But he said it in the most flattering way that I did. It was the most confusing thing that I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, thanks.
No, I called him Thomas Jefferson for a good reason, because I done some research about how Thomas Jefferson had a black girlfriend.
You guys
had several black girlfriends.
You guys were multilingual, and I taught you how to speak German and French.
Mm-hmm.
wait, Stu, don't let me dry there. You're supposed to keep explaining why you came to this disgusting conclusion.
Yeah, but
what a way to hit that brick
I called
wall.
you Thomas Jefferson because I was reading up on Sally Hammonds, whatever her name is. Like, she's Thomas Jefferson's
mistress.
I'd say girlfriend. I mean,
It's a mistress.
I mean, I'd say mistress, but
yeah. Okay,
I think we all would say that too.
Yeah.
And then after, he loved her, had kids with her. Even freed the slaves. Hooked them up. And I was thinking, dang. I mean, this guy must have loved his sisters, man. And I was like, yo, Eric does too.
Well, yeah.
So I was like, yep, you're the Thomas Jefferson of this generation.
Well, I mean, there's like Key and Peele skit where they do like the whole like Ancestry.com thing, but every black person goes back to Thomas Jefferson.
Oh my god!
No, but Thomas Jefferson is the man, so you gotta put some respect on it.
Well, all I know is that he loved his black, knowing that he denied it his white card. Funny, but I'm saying it like that.
Hey, at least it's good.
I guess.
I don't know.
He still had slaves though.
I always like dating black women more than dating white women.
It's just more flavor.
No, more loyalty. Black women could be really hard on the outside, but once you're like,
I know, absolutely.
You win their respect. They're very, very soft. White women, on the other hand, are very pleasant on the outside, but once you get into the core of them, it's like the yin yang. I feel like the guy who came up with the yin yang, he was probably this Buddhist monk who had a relationship with a white girl and a black girl, and he realized that like the heart of a black girl is like all light and pleasantness, but the outer core is kind of hardcore. But with a white girl, it's all white and pleasant on the outside, but once you get to the middle, it's just like blah!
Can that not be applied to other races of women?
Well, it can be applied to anything. I'm completely generalizing, but generalizing is the point of why the joke is kind of funny. But maybe
I just want more sound bites of that. I just want more sound bites of the inside of a white woman, just like ah! That's also the sound they make during sex, by the way.
Wow.
It could be Beetlejuice when his head spins around. And all
no, that's nasty. That's even terrible. What are you doing?
Would you fuck me?
Yeah. And you start like backing up like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, and then and then the wife says, "Where were you?" And he's like, "Nowhere. There was nothing up there. I don't know what you're talking about." But anyway, we got some really terrible news today, and we want to say something about this particular show, that a good friend of ours named Mark Westinghouse passed on. It's kind of like this really weird conspiracy sounding thing, because his parents reported him missing, and then they said something about how he died inconceivably today, and he had brain cancer, and it was in remission for the longest time. Now, this guy was the sweetest guy in the world. He filled in for my band Wadada when my drummer wasn't around. He was a great musician, great photographer. He was a model. Awesome dude. And it was just some really tragic news. And I know most of the guards here know who he was. You might even have known him, Rich.
I was in around, yeah.
But yeah, like I just kind of, it was a really weird week. My father ended up in the hospital because of... he had a minor stroke. It's called a TIA, and he had this. He had to get an MRI and a CAT scan and an EEG, which is the same thing as an EKG, but it studies brain waves. And the weird thing is, at the same time, apparently my ex had a breakdown, and she was going through the same testing at the same exact time that happened. And so I ended up spending a lot of the weekend hanging out with her, making sure she was okay. And my father, too, of course. And then suddenly I wake up to this news that our good friend Mark died. And like I said, it could have been the brain cancer came out of remission. So it's been an interesting week, and you know, I like to quote an old comedian who said, "The brain is the most fascinating organ in the body," and but then again, look who's telling me that.
Is it when you use it or you don't use it is the most fascinating part about it?
Well, as a practicing Buddhist, I think when you don't use it is a lot more it's a lot more advantageous.
So basically,
when you're using it too much, then you overload.
So, I'm not gonna use my brain, but I'm gonna jump off a cliff later. That's it. I'm not using my brain, so all that right there is just no thinking. Just do it.
But can't you just?
I mean,
I think through meditation you could feel like you're free falling like that.
Yeah, you can, but either so, that's just the most scariest part because it's like you're sitting there, your brain's off, and you're falling. What do? Do you fly or do you fall? Like,
well,
I would like to fly
I'm one of
instead.
those types that like to think that. I mean, maybe it's Jungian of me,
Mm-hmm.
but I like to think that a lot of like certain answers, and you learn a lot about yourself through dreams if you analyze them correctly.
Interpretations, yeah.
You know, sometimes you have the worst nightmare in the world until you realize what it's telling you, and then you realize it's actually quite enlightening.
Yeah,
You know?
coming from the Eastern influence, yeah, it is. It really is. Looking deep into it, it's all about intuition. It's about your third eye. It's like how far and how deeply spiritual you are in order to get like that intuition so good that you can actually almost materialize it. If not materialize, it's like you can formulate in that dream whatever you want. It's like manipulation. All of it is. It's just a lot.
That's like lucid dreaming. That's another thing that That's one of the things I became most fascinated about dreams is that moment when you know you're dreaming and you could actually control the dream. And it's also those dreams where you wake up and you feel like that was even more realistic than the reality that I think that I live in.
Yeah. Oh, I had plenty of those. It felt great, but it was just like, yo, the grasp of it when it lets go was just terrible. It's just like it was there, but it's not there. And that's I see that a lot in most cartoons too. Nonetheless, it's like they have that dream where it's like, yeah, I'm rich this, I'm rich that, and then they wake up and it's all gone. It's like, oh, that'll make me so upset. And then little did I know, boom, it happened to me, and I'm upset. 'Cause it's like, well,
but what about those dreams where you actually feel like you're in the face of the, I guess what you would call pure consciousness. That you accept the oneness of everything, and there's a certain feeling and a certain intellect about it, but the more you wake up, the more it kind of dissipates. It kind of vanishes. It's a really weird thing. It's like it's
like passing a message. It's basically like what that's doing. Like
right.
That's what it's like. It's supposed to just
telephone. Is it called? Is that what it's called?
Telepathy.
No, I'm talking about when you're talking. No, when you whisper something, and then it goes around, and then it comes out a completely different way by the time it goes around the party.
Well, I know the game is called telephone.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what Chinese telephone is. It's probably the same thing, but like with no girls.
Well, I think they invented it, so that's why it's called Chinese telephone. Originally, yes.
I say that's called rumors. Yeah. The way that's just going, that's rumors.
Well, Millen's not here, and he's usually our news and like information fact checker. So I'm just going with it. Yes, it's Chinese telephone. I'm sorry, they invented it. They invented it in 1915 during the Opium Wars.
Ooh.
Serious?
What a poetic time that was.
Oh yes, how I wish I was there.
Nah, not me.
I'm just kidding. Come on.
Yo, come now.
Still trying
look. Hey, look. You are that interesting person who would travel through any timeline.
Well,
so,
I mean,
hey, I would only go so far as the 1960s, and that's when weed was still popping. So
right.
60s.
I wouldn't like.
Yeah, well, actually, no. That's when we were. That was probably. Well, it was half our worst,
during
half our
'63, it kind of got legalized then in plenty other states like Colorado and Washington. So.
Like Vietnam era.
Yeah.
I mean,
but still,
I'd say 1980 because before that it was kind of
What are you trying to say exactly?
We were free yet. It was like kind of horrible then for us. So it's kind of like I wouldn't go back past 1980. So yeah.
Probably after Magic and Bird. That would be the
Yeah.
best time to come.
Yeah, that's as far as I would go. Anytime before then is real.
I'd cut it
Wait,
off.
what about Egypt, though?
Look,
I'd cut it off before Vietnam. Anytime before the Vietnam War started.
What about Egypt, though?
What about it?
Yeah, why wouldn't you go back to that?
I'm not good in heat.
No.
I sweat.
I'm good
The
on that.
hierarchy.
I mean,
but
yeah,
understand, you would have that ancestry period. You would have to pass everything on without it trying to have a rebellion causing anything. Like you would have to. You want to be the higher,
Yeah,
but you would have to go through.
you're the hierarchy, but
Those times is like real hard official work times. Like
Yeah.
nothing is savored in those times unless if it's jewels, food, or water.
but also,
Life was not savored then. in
just
some
like
people's eyes.
there's no also like times like Egypt. There's no like real medical stuff at all.
So
Like
you're dying out fast.
like if I get a mosquito bite, I could be in bed for like 3 years for that. Or like if I have a cold, if I have a cold, I have to give all my possessions to my slaves. I don't want that.
Right.
There's no Robitussin in Egypt.
No, but you don't need to give
What
it
are
to
you,
the
Chris
slave.
Rock's mom?
Hey,
Steals
no-
everything?
Ain't no fussing with the tussin.
Sorry, Chris,
True.
we'll get your residual check as soon as you start making some money here.
Egypt was pretty good though, but I mean, I wouldn't want to be the one building the pyramids. So I'd be like, okay,
Well, you're probably most
Well, like,
likely.
are you
I just want to
Jewish?
be I would want to be the head slave master because it'll be easier. I won't need to do anything.
Like, goddammit, I want slaves too.
Yeah.
Well, you're not Jewish, though, so you would be the slave master.
That's not true.
Oh, I forgot. That's right. He's still half Jewish. Remember, John still was not kicked
Oh,
out
yeah,
of that community.
right.
It's not kicked out of the community.
Right.
They'd be able to smell it on him.
I forgot you
I
were
told
Jewish,
you, man.
so
I brought the culture back then, so it's crazy.
you brought the culture back to what?
Culture.
Yeah, but I still say 1960s due to investments in stocks because by then, look at it now. If you invested then and get to these times now, I would have been a billionaire, just like freaking Donald Trump.
Just like
Yeah,
invest
that
heavily
is
in like
how
Apple and
Fred-
Nike
Yep.
Or whatever.
and Nintendo.
Oh my God, the investments would have went through sky.
But they
high.
came from
Billionaire.
Germany with like some wealth, and then they just made it even bigger over here.
Exactly.
Who did?
Wait, what?
Germans?
No, Donald Trump's family came from Germany. They
Oh,
came-
right.
Yeah.
And he had a small loan of $1 million.
And blew it
All
all.
right, but this is something that I always talk about. It's, we might as well do a segment on it. It's the difference between being smart and intelligent. They're two totally different things,
Very,
and people
very.
get them confused all the time. And I don't mean to sound like an etymologist talking about the dichotomy of these two particular words in our vernacular.
My goodness, what words you've been spewing to these people, yo. People get a dictionary at least.
I've got
rewind
to
it.
use the literature I studied in college for something,
Yeah.
so I might as well use it for radio. But anyway, what was I talking about? No, anyway, but the difference between being smart and intelligent is, intelligent people are usually like artists. They're more like right-brained people. And smart people are more like left-brained people. Now, Trump, I think, from an intellectual's point of view, I think he's completely devoid. But so far as smart, the guy's a really smart dude. And I think that because smart is knowing how to make that much money on $1 million. Because look, if I got the same amount of money as a privileged young dude, my friends and I would have blown it on like a just 3-month coke and drug binge. If I were that age. If I were, what did he get that $1 million when he was 19 or 20 or maybe after college? Yeah, I would have totally been like, guys, the party's on. I would not have done what he did.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, if I would have gotten $1 million, it would have gone towards my student loan debt, which is a huge dent in that $1 million.
Right.
Damn.
just
Damn.
speaking.
But if you were in that situation, you would not have had student loan debt because that's like after his father obviously paid for college.
Yeah.
So you're just getting $1 million.
Clean slate.
Yeah.
Clean
Tax
slate, $1
free.
million tax free. Yo,
Guilt
you know what
free.
I'm doing with that? I am getting myself a vehicle, a house, and I'm out 2 fingers. I'm gonna invest these things everywhere else outside that country. Make connections, and I'm coming back with the sum that I have left and putting that towards building a house or somewhere else in Jamaica, yo, because I'm gonna live rich. That's what I'll be thinking at that time. And that time I was thinking about just getting money, investing and
So
investing.
you'd wire money through the Caymans, pick up a little on the pocket exchange, and just become a launderer.
Hey, look, I'm saying I'm becoming a warlord over the times of just stocking up. So
Just create a new version of Western Union.
They call it Eastern Union, baby.
Eastern Union.
That's ridiculous. Oh my God.
Hey, oh man, I would love it though. Just think about it.
Wait,
My
so are you one of
corporation-
those? Do you like have like a fantasy of just getting your own island and just training your own troops and just having your own kind of? Like,
Alright, so my thing is, I love the idea of having my own island, and then I love the idea of not having anybody else on that island but me or a couple other people. But I'll make it a resort type of thing where it's only certain people are allowed. This is a private island.
why don't you get like an army and just train them? And
I thought about all that, but then I'll be looked at as a Shaolin master, so I would need a lot. So
You need to have like a lot of kids.
that, and I would need a Fu Manchu because I won't be the parts if I don't have that. So
Well, I mean, if you had that money, you could just buy something to give you that.
yeah,
type
that,
of
and I can
Fu Manchu,
adopt
but
kids from
weird.
overseas in Japan or China. And hey, look, while adopting, I can have a lot of kids who learn fighting styles without having to teach them until I have to teach them. But until then, why not teach Asian kids how to fight? And that's my own little truce right there until they grow up.
You could have your own yin and yang thing where
Right.
you teach black kids martial arts and you teach Asian kids how to rap and dance.
wow.
To then
That sounds like an interesting mix.
it also sounds like some type of sitcom, but
Featuring the RZA.
yeah.
Right? You're like, Wu-Tang is in here, baby. Get Wu-Tang.
RZA just comes in with the like the wise words, just like grasshoppers.
You have to get the
Shogun.
haiku. You have to get the haiku. You have
with
to.
with the iron fist.
With
though.
the iron fist.
Yeah.
The iron fist is not to battle.
You know,
But it is to
actually,
protect.
I was on like after all the crap that I went through, I was on almost like a sort of vacation, just hanging out by a pool for the last couple days, and I ended up just watching. There was a marathon of Kung Fu. Who's ever seen Kung Fu with David Carradine? The old
David
70s
Carradine?
TV show.
Nah,
Grasshopper.
I have not.
You guys have never
But
seen
I've
that?
I've actually heard of it though, because my father and grandfather talks about those shows like it's nothing. They love them, but I wanted to see it, and from the talks of it, it just sounds like something that was hilarious as hell because it was English version this time, and I thought it was like either Asian people playing it or we have Americans playing it. So either one, which one is funny, Asians or Americans? And the Asians are a hell of a lot hilarious with the UK over voice, because yo, the
Well,
British
this
people
was
over
awesome
voice is
because
funny.
the script was always awesome. It always
Mhm.
had this real Zen Buddhist sort of edge to it. And David Carradine, he was like the Alan Watts of Kung Fu, like one of those just Western cats who just was attracted to the East. And not only that, but he had real skills.
Mhm.
He actually was eventually found in a hotel in Bangkok, hanging from a rope
Whoa.
in his closet.
That's real.
Yeah, I don't know if it was autoerotic asphyxiation or some crazy Bangkok hose.
What a way to go.
But a really, really weird thing is
Probably an S&M.
One of my best friends from high school, he was his neighbor in L.A., and they used to hang out together all the time, and apparently he was like the nicest guy in the world. And next thing you know, they were like supposed to meet for beers one night, and imagining that, like, oh, he won't be around for beers because he got hung in Bangkok. By
Alright,
some
my
crazy
thing is
code.
the nicest guy usually have the darkest side.
I mean, just look at Bill Cosby.
I know, but I mean, all right.
Yo, that's
this
fucked up
is
to say, yo.
this is a question
That's the
about
dark
that.
side.
Because there are so many different, if you listen to guys like Dick Gregory, and if you listen to guys like Eddie Griffin, and if you listen to, a lot of like prominent black dudes like that, and they talk about how, like almost like Cosby was set up in a way.
I felt like that, to be honest.
Eddie Griffin made this point that this all of these allegations happened in the 70s, and they and all of these women went up to his hotel room, and they knew he was a married man from his stand-up, because that's what what he used to talk about all the time. Stand-up. And a lot of the times in the 70s, you would do cocaine and then you'd take Seconal, or from anybody who's ever watched Wolf of Wall Street, Quaaludes. You'd take that to sort of balance things out. So if you're going up to a married man's room and it's that culture, then is this just another? Because I still, I'm Michael Jackson. I'm completely on the fence about that. And I've gone as far as, just in a non sequitur, devil's advocate way, kind of saying, you just kind of post, like,
whatever you want.
I can't believe this dude molested kids and everybody loves him so
all
much.
of that, yeah.
Just to see what happened, and dude,
just to get a reaction.
No, not just to get a reaction. Mm-hmm. Because to me, settling out of court, it's a very sketchy thing.
It is.
So a lot of the time, settling out of the court in Hollywood terms translates into guilt. We're on cookie 2.
How many cookies do you
number
have?
3.
Oh, well, yeah, but this is 2 on the air. Kwame's having his second cookie, everybody. And
I'm having a cookie orgasm over here. I'm having such a gangbang of these cookies, man. It's fantastic.
A gangbang of white chocolate macadamia cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But this one now is sugar, so.
But anyway,
yeah.
So usually in Hollywood slang, settling out of court equals guilty.
Yeah.
So, but then you also have this kind of where you could easily see how a lot of kind of black men are taken down, but then again, OJ is like, it's just such a touchy subject. I mean, what do you guys think?
Here's the thing about Bill Cosby with me is that, first of all, he raped women in the 70s, which also some of those women were white, which you didn't even have to rape a white woman in the 70s as a black man to get charged for rape in the 70s. So just the pure fact that he got away with that back then is just like, holy shit. Second, and I think more importantly, I just feel like all these women that came out and accused him of, he raped me too, and I think with the final number was like 42 or some shit like that.
Last I heard it was 37.
37, something like that, and counting. I don't think all of them are telling the truth. As a matter of fact, I don't think most of them are telling the truth. But the only one that needs to tell the truth is one. After one rape, then you're a rapist. Like, it's not like, but I only raped one girl.
Oh, was it Kobe rape?
It was Kobe rape.
My thing is
Kobe rape.
Wait, Kobe
I don't think it was Kobe rape.
Because Kobe rape isn't rape. That's just
what?
What Kobe
Why
did.
is it called that then?
Wait,
Kobe
no,
rape.
because-
Like,
No,
what the heck is a Kobe rape?
It's this Kobe beef burger that you just
what?
completely violate with your penis.
What? Oh my god. That's so stupid.
I don't think you meant Kobe Bryant. I was gonna be like, whoa.
That's you get it at Smash Burger.
What?
it's on the secret menu.
Keep that menu away.
Smash.
I mean,
So that menu's not there.
No, like what happened to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
nah, but the way I see it is like the Bill Cosby thing. For me, it's just my opinion though. I don't really believe most of it. I mean, if he did rape one of them, like there is one story that I did kind of believe, but it's kind of like,
Which one was that?
it's this one girl he invited her, but then it was one that he invited up. This she's in her 40s now. She was on the Wendy Williams show.
Okay.
Yeah, it was her. That chick.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Well, what was your story?
Basically,
What made it so believable to you?
Basically, she said she did a show with him, or she came to a party or something, and then she was hanging out with him. He invited her to his room or invited her to somewhere, and I don't know if already somebody doing that to you could already give you a signal like, okay, let me not.
She went up to his room willingly.
And then after he got,
They were at a party. Were they drinking at this party?
Yes.
Okay. And
Typical
And then-
adult behavior.
Yes, and then she said she woke up and then that was it. Then she got raped.
So that was her fault.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
You went up there willingly. He asked you, do you want to come up to the room? Of course I do.
But Stu
You
was
were
saying
drinking
that
that night, nonetheless.
he gave her
the
Quaalude there.
Yeah.
And then she passed out, and then
Yeah.
No, that's
because there's
still.
another
So still
one.
willingly,
If these
willingly.
women were passed out, then yes, he's definitely a
A
rapist.
rapist.
Yeah, understandable,
No,
but you put yourself in that situation
yeah,
too, nonetheless.
But
too,
that
it's
doesn't
like,
mean
why would-
it doesn't mean he has the right to rape her.
I know,
No,
true, but
the
she should know
fact
from
is
intuition.
that, and it's for any type of chick, even a
That's my fault
dude.
for saying that.
You should not.
I just realized what I said. It's
Look,
my fault for saying what I just said, yo. Like,
I just said it doesn't.
I was
matter.
waiting for that. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't. If you don't know the person like that, you shouldn't be drinking stuff from them. You shouldn't take nothing from them. I mean, I don't know. That's common sense, but I don't think they had it back then. I mean, maybe
What,
now
common
they.
sense?
Nah, definitely. but yeah, even with all those victims, they just kept coming one by one saying the same thing, and it's like, are you all stupid that you would fall for the same trick from the same guy and hear the same story over and over again?
Well, I mean, it's not like they knew. It's not like they knew about the previous victim, right?
Nah,
So
some of them
it's-
did. Some of them did.
Well, not all of them.
but my thing is, people should like
Yeah,
us
it's like
today,
common
and
sense.
they always tell us
Well,
all the
yeah,
time.
but it's not
you
like
should
he's-
stay in tune.
he's
with
not
the
doing
news,
this to women
like what
now.
happened.
Because
no,
he would
understandable,
need
but,
that to have sex with a woman now.
Well,
Nah, I mean, right now, you
Who
can blame.
who in 2015 was like, oh, you know who I really want to have in my bowels? Bill Cosby. Who's like, oh, the way that he moves his neck, like, like what girl's like,
In
oh,
her bowels.
her bowels, like, oh no,
In her bowels.
that is
my
far
God.
deep.
Nah, but then
literally.
Far.
I don't know. I just
Yeah, my thing is, understand when dangers are speaking to you. Everybody has that gut feeling, right? Like when something's not right, when something feels off, it's like, all right, cool. But you willingly going up to the room
being a dumbass.
of somebody who you barely know but you worked with, right?
Yeah.
And you sit there and have a drink. Cool. You don't think that means something after a while? I mean, what did your parents say to you? Like, don't go to a room with the man, and he's the only person in there. I'm pretty sure people has told their children that, nonetheless, that they're saying the same shit to us that we shouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, decision making comes from a decision, and you wanted to be there because that was your choice. I'm just saying.
So like, all right. So say you meet with this girl that you work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of don't know her, but you've been working for her for a minute,
Mm-hmm.
and she's also like very attractive. So she's like, oh hey, do you want to come hang out with me and my friends or whatever? She's like, yeah, sure, why not? And then like you wake up and your butt hurts.
That was my fault. I blame myself for that shit. I blame myself for that shit. You know why? Because I took it upon myself to thought that shit was good to go where.
Wait a
It's my
minute.
So are you the only person who's wrong in the situation?
She's
Wait a
wrong
minute,
too for
wait a
doing that
minute,
shit
wait
to
a
me.
minute, wait
But
a
I'm
minute.
wrong for
There are
going.
a lot of questions. I'm high, but I'm not that high. There are a lot of questions.
Who's wrong?
How many
Both of us
girls
wrong.
are there, first of all, in this hypothetical, Mr. Fields?
Oh, no, that doesn't matter.
That was a part of the thing. Wow.
No, I have questions about
I got
that.
what you meant. I got what you meant. I got what you meant.
You raised a lot of ethical questions.
Ethical questions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, well, like
Actually,
ethical
yeah.
questions. Like why would a girl you work with sodomize you? Like that's an ethical question. But
I mean, you're like her and a bunch of her girlfriends.
yeah, but I'm not saying in that situation that they all did it. Like not like it was a gang sodomy. But what I'm saying is like
Wow.
what I'm saying is
bro.
like she invited you to hang out, but then
they're
she took
all
advantage
women.
of you. So what does that mean? A woman could rape a man.
I know, I've been raped before. I just ended up on top.
I'm sorry. Ended up on top.
I'll let it sink in. You're
You're like, I'm going to fight back.
Oh, he was fighting back?
Just in a
Alright.
specific type of way.
Just so I can do it my own way. I don't like the way you're doing it right now. Anyway, but no. But all right, so they're all women, and you wake up and your butt hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, did they just kind of go, ha ha, he's passed out, and then get guys going? Let guys
No,
go?
they probably.
All
Well,
the
I'm
girls
guessing.
put on-
Bro, that
all
is-
the girls
yo,
put on
you're taking it
strap-ons.
Yeah.
way out.
All the girls
Yeah.
put on strap-ons and
That's what I was implying.
and did their best, did their worst on you.
You're not their best, the worst. Well, I mean,
Well-
depending on how you feel about
What the
it.
fuck?
But like, yes.
I don't know, man.
It doesn't matter.
So now the next day he's like in a corner shivering, eating his cookies, where he's trying to.
But
you know,
at least he's eating his cookies. If it were
That's
men,
the
he'd be
comfort
vomiting.
part about it. I'm eating my cookies.
If it were men,
Nah,
he'd be
but then
puking.
when you go to court, and then you be like, yo, a whole
You'll
bunch
be
of
the
females
most embarrassed,
rape me.
laughed at person for life. You've been sodomized by
I'd
4
actually
women.
be laughing at my testimonies.
Yeah, I would be too. Like,
Drugged
yo,
me up and fucked me in the ass.
exactly.
Got it.
And the funny thing is, I love drugs, and I love women too. I'm not
I
too
don't
into
love
getting
drugs.
effed
I
in the
don't
A,
live
but whatever.
sodomized.
And you
I
don't like
don't love
yeah, but
feeling
I
it.
bet you don't like getting
So
sodomized
So
too,
you
though.
know
Hey.
what? The whole point is,
What
I
I'm-
put myself in that situation. I did. I blame myself for putting myself in that situation.
It's the same thing as
'Cause
going
I
out
wouldn't
on
figure
an
that wasn't
amazing
gonna
date,
happen,
the
but
sex
shit
is
happened.
But
bad.
it's different. Is it different from like you saying that about yourself to like say you press charges and then people in the court are like, well, you shouldn't have done that, but then you're like, but I shouldn't have gotten like sodomized either.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. So it's different. Like I feel like with stuff like that, there's a hierarchy of bad shit. Because of course with some of these women, and like, all right, say if you had like a daughter or whatever, and that happened to her, like, yeah, you shouldn't have been with someone like drinking, like that's bad. But like also like I feel like being with someone you don't know and like drinking isn't as bad as like rape.
Nah, but I'm just saying,
Yo,
it's just people, like,
it's
people
choices,
have it.
decisions.
No, but it's not even
all
that.
about
It's
that.
not even that.
Yeah, it's always about choices
No,
and
I'm
decisions.
just trying to make another point.
Oh,
that,
go ahead.
It's just like people's moralities, because each of us have our own certain set of moralities.
Yeah.
Not all of us is gonna think that one thing is as bad as another, or one thing is as right as the other thing is wrong.
Yeah, I
we all
understand.
have our own set of moralities. So in the courtroom, some of those like judges or even some of the people that are there that committed the crimes, they might not think that they did anything wrong. Even the lawyers might look at it like,
But
Like
they're
the fuck?
paid to lie.
exactly,
That's it. So they don't give a flip.
exactly.
So that's the next statement.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that it's just morality.
It's different when it gets to the courtroom. Understandable. My thing is, it's gonna always come back to the choices and decision. I made that decision, and that was the choice that happened. Another thing that comes with it is the suck ass consequence. That's what happens. It's either you take it or you don't take it, but either way you're gonna have to, because it happened and it's over.
So that
You can
means
so
you gotta
so
take-
everything
you gotta
that you
take
get
what happened.
wait. So everything you get in trouble for that you put yourself in, you're gonna want a demanding, like you're gonna want something back from it. You're gonna want to get rewarded from it. For every fuck shit that you put yourself in, you want some reward from it. You gotta learn from it, because you're not always gonna get a reward for like, damn, you know what? She sodomized me. I should get a reward off of this. What? You getting a reward for letting your ass get fucked by a woman? What?
Well,
What?
I'm not
What
talking
reward?
about a reward. I'm not
But that's
talking
what
about a
almost
reward.
like when it comes to rape, like that's what happens. It's
I feel like it
yo,
only happens when that happens with like someone famous, because if hypothetically, of course,
Go ahead.
if you rape someone, it's not like they're gonna want money from you.
Well, they're gonna want a lot from him. They don't give a. They're gonna want everything off his back.
Even the scarf?
Even the scarf, man. Even the hairpin. What are you saying? They want everything. The glasses, the contacts,
They're
everything.
The Yingling, like
Yo,
I want his hair and beard and be like, yo, let me make a
but
weave
yo,
out of
it doesn't matter. These people are greedy, so they'll try to
Yeah.
do anything to get what they have from you, and that's the power. That's what it all is, and it's greed. That's why there were so many women that came to Bill Cosby. Well, that came to the whole thing like, oh, he raped me. It's greed. They want something out
yeah,
of it.
those women are greedy. But then there's like also the women he raped.
And those, yo, look, I'm sorry if that happened. There should have been a sign somewhere for somebody. Like,
What was that one girl who said like he put a Quaalude in her coffee? So like drinking coffee with someone is different from like drinking.
so wait,
alcohol.
you wouldn't know the difference between how a coffee tastes and how you originally make it every day? I'm just saying.
I mean,
if somebody-
that's true.
If
Do
somebody,
Quaaludes add a different
if-
taste to coffee?
Yo, somebody can get used to the
Quaaludes
same
were
taste.
huge, and yes, they tasted like medicine.
And so there's a different taste to it. I'm just saying, like, you would have to taste the difference in your coffee if you know how your coffee is made. That's also the mistake people don't have. Like, yo, you're used to something every day, and if you taste something different, slightly different, you would notice and you would say something about it. But then they just couldn't voice it then because I don't know what the fuck happened. But people were more silent in those times than they are now.
Damn, I had no idea you guys knew what Quaaludes tasted like. Am I missing out?
Oh no, I don't know what it tastes like.
Oh no, they
I'm just
stopped
saying,
making them
like,
a long time ago. But I was of the generation that got the last few tastes of it. So yeah.
Are we missing out?
Nope, you
No,
are not.
no, because there's a lot of similar kind of things out there right now.
Yo,
like,
all I gotta say is,
you know, if you take
just
enough
add
Xanax or
Tylenol and
Klonopin
Benadryl together.
Add what?
I'm just saying, look, for a Quaalude taste, it makes Tylenol and Benadryl together.
No. I'm talking. It's more like if you take like one of those 2 milligram totem pole thing of Xanax or
totem pole. The bars.
Like the actual bars.
Yeah.
If you take 1 or 2 of those, you'll kind of get a feeling of what it was like on Quaaludes. They're supposed to.
Now I'm
knock
trying to
you
get
out.
like the taste, like, you know, I was saying, if you mix those, then that's the taste that it comes with. Very bitter as shit. Like,
You mean? Yeah. You mean the
that's
actual
how
taste
bitter
of
it is,
Yeah,
like-
just like medicine. Like Tylenol, Benadryl, sure. Like, but the feeling of it was kind of like that.
The feeling is.
Or what's the
good,
other
no.
thing it's called? Rohypnol. It was like kind of like Rohypnol, which is another kind of
hip. Put
form
the
of
hypnosis in the hypnol.
Roofie.
Yeah.
We're doing. I used to love all of these things, folks. They're all tasty and serve their purpose, but at the same time, you have to learn when to quit.
Just be happy you weren't with him in those times. You probably would have been a junkie.
Well, yeah. I mean, once you're in that kind of situation, you don't want to.
Oh no, you got out of it very fast. I'm just saying that's an incredible recovery for anybody.
I know, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I just like it was probably a year ago, I think, or even less.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the type of shit that killed Prince. I was on fentanyl patches and Percocets all day. I was in this like relationship. It was like way downhill at that point, and like after years, and when it's just kind of available like that, you just sort of you just fall into that kind of trap insofar as you're in so much pain. It's the only thing that makes you feel better.
Shit, Prince is dead?
Are you serious?
What? What? When? When he died?
When did Prince die?
When did he die?
Prince died this year.
What? When?
A few months ago.
I know you're kidding.
No, you're being serious, right?
No, he can't be being serious.
Yo,
That was like when Michael Jackson died. Everyone.
Michael Jackson's
this
dead?
song on the radio.
You guys, wait, Jesus is dead? What happened? When did Jesus die?
No, Jesus came back, but Prince did.
Jesus died before the BC, but
What?
I mean, wait, Jesus died before BC?
no, man.
he died before Christ.
I mean, that does sound like a very Jesus thing. He died before he was born.
Yeah. I was born when I was 20.
I mean,
There you go.
after. You know what I mean?
I was born when I was 20. So anyway, yeah, same kind of stuff. Prince was, I think, found dead of fentanyl
Now I'm
and
catching the
Percocet.
Richard, yo.
I remember people saying he had like HIV or something.
That
Man.
was bullshit. Apparently, it was because of his hip operation.
Anybody would say that just because
And
the amount
like-
of women he was smashing.
Well, no, dude, you see how
he probably showed them all
do
the
you
papers clean.
Have you
Prince.
ever watched Prince perform?
Yeah, absolutely.
The greatest performer probably of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
And he I think he jumped off his piano and somebody put a monitor where it wasn't supposed to be, and he broke his hip. And that's not a fucking joke. And he had a hip replacement. And that's when he started getting addicted to painkillers. Allegedly. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
I wasn't friends.
that's also the
what
story
a
of like
tragic
multiple
life.
NFL
Why would
players.
he fall?
Nah.
Sure.
Yeah.
NFL players, they should be allowed to do whatever drugs they want to do.
They should at least be
Yo,
able to do
flip
weed.
all that, man. That's you're gonna call them all junkies, and he's gonna get that steroid pill, and it's gonna be
Well, no, what-
let's go.
Let them smoke some weed.
Yeah, because
But even
recently a
so,
lot of
they
NFL
couldn't
players
do
are getting
that
in
'cause
trouble.
They say that shit will drain the energy out of him.
No,
dehydrate
but
him.
there's no research
Yo,
for that.
I know, but that's what they're all going against, and they're not with it. So of course they're gonna keep that out of there.
Because
so.
like recently, a lot of NFL players are getting in trouble for like smoking weed, but it's just like Well, first of all, I feel like they should be, like, bare minimum, they should be able to smoke weed if the team they play for has weed legal.
Yeah.
I feel like that just bare minimum, it should be that.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, if a lot of players are saying that I do it because it gets rid of the pain, and it's better than all of these different painkillers that the NFL allows them to take that they're getting addicted to,
Yo, go ahead.
then
By
might
all
as well
means.
just let them smoke weed.
By all means.
Because,
if you
like,
don't feel that same pain in your back, by all means.
because I know NHL players, as far as drug tests go, they only do something about them if they feel like you have a drug problem. But if you just pass positive, if you like test positive for like a drug, they don't do anything about it, which I feel like should be for most sports.
I feel like they're the most doped up people in the world.
What, NHL players?
Yeah.
You see the footage of the hockey goalie from like I think 80 something where like the skate cut his neck.
Woo! Damn. Oh my goodness! I
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
remember that.
That's why black people stay off of ice. No, nope. As a Jamaican, I stay off ice. I'm not doing it.
Brett Hull, I think it was,
Oh, that's crazy.
played
Off the
last.
And he lived too.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
See, fuck all.
Brett Hull
that.
played. Was that his name? Brett Hull. He played the fourth quarter of the finals with a broken leg,
Yeah,
like skating around literally with a broken leg. His leg was all over the place.
it's crazy. Eh? Hockey players, there's something else.
I know. It kind of makes me wonder. It's one of those things that like NFL players.
Nah,
They
we
get
can't
an
do NFL.
injury and then
You see-
they're out for 3 games and the same injury in NHL players.
You
right
know
back on
who's
the ice 5
laughing
minutes
at the
later.
NFL right now?
On the NBA.
Rugby players. Rugby players are laughing at these NFL players because they say you gotta wear this armor, helmet, and these shoulder pads, and you still work out in the gym and you're not man enough to take a hit.
I mean, with the pads and stuff, it kind of makes it slightly more dangerous than rugby.
It does, but
But I
then
play
again,
rugby.
the helmets is more dangerous. Like when somebody has that loose helmet and somebody has that helmet coming to you,
Yeah, no, it's dangerous.
that's
Like,
cracked. That all of that.
and I've seen shit when I was playing rugby too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I one of my teammates, he got hit so hard, he said I stopped seeing colors for like 8 seconds,
Wow.
and I've almost had my hand bent back this way
Mm-hmm.
by like a 300-pound guy.
Whew.
It's
Yo, even so,
Well,
anything
yeah,
is dangerous.
with
How
on
long
that
did you
weight,
play
man.
rugby for?
I played rugby for like a year, nothing too crazy.
Where at?
From my school, Seton Hall.
Mm.
It was an interesting time.
Why did you not go back?
I didn't have time for it because like freshman year of college, you have time for everything.
Right.
So, but like after that, I didn't have really time for it, so I was like, I gotta stop. But it was cool. There's a lot of alcohol and drugs happening because like if you're playing rugby, you have to have some type of habit.
That's a requirement. Well, do
Yeah.
you have a drug habit? Yeah, okay. Do you have another drug habit? Nope. All right, gotta mark him down for prescription of painkillers,
Yeah.
some
Right.
Percocets. All right, then you're good. Restriction, he's off.
Percocet and lager.
Yeah, I mean we were mostly just smoking weed, but like other than that, like it was cool. See some stuff.
Yo, it is a real good pain reliever. People don't think that weed is not a pain reliever
It
and
is.
it's a drug. It's such a beautiful, beautiful thing to just have in your system.
Well, people have to educate themselves more.
Yeah.
You have to
Because
do that
medical
first
marijuana,
before you
like,
do that,
yeah,
man. Like,
indica,
seriously.
indica is the best thing for your body.
Yeah,
If you're more into, like if there's if you're more into like a brain thing, it's
Yeah.
sativa. But there's this stuff, platinum, OG Kush. I mean, it's some of the most amazing marijuana I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
and then like if I feel like the whole shit with like K2 and like the shit that's happening when people do that, I feel like it's doing good for the PR of marijuana because like everyone sees.
What's K2?
K2 is the synthetic marijuana that like people are getting from like bodegas and shit that are making them get naked in the streets and punch concrete.
Oh my god!
Just getting them to change colors in this optic. It's all of that.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
it's making them
that
hallucinate
stuff
and
is
whatnot.
so bad.
Yeah, and I
That's
feel
Yo,
like the more
there's a
people who
lot
do
of drugs like that, but my thing
Yeah.
is, why are they created though? Like, what was the purpose?
because
of these?
also
Because-
if you legalize
because it
marijuana, there's no
doesn't
reason
show
to have
up in
synthetic
a-
marijuana.
If you're no, it's because it doesn't show up in your probation.
So
your
that's why they
episode or
use
something
those
like that.
synthetic ones.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
it doesn't make any
But
sense.
also,
like,
if you wouldn't, but that wouldn't need to happen if like marijuana was legal, so they didn't test.
still,
for it.
either
Guys.
way, they'll try everybody finds some type of way, whether it's legal or not legal, to just duplicate something or to make it out of something. Like everybody has that mindset. Well, what if we do this out of our own and see if this will get higher, and then boom, if we get that, we can push it off. And if we push it off, let's see how much we can get out of it. People try to market these.
Oh
things,
yeah,
yo.
I've seen people like dip cigarettes in NyQuil.
Ew, that's
What?
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Both.
And just let it dry.
And then smoke it. Yeah.
That's nasty.
That's
And they just get knocked out or
Man,
something?
that's syrup, yo. When you smoke syrup, all that shit is. Oh my god.
There was this
Oh.
crazy girl who used to hang out in the lounge.
Which one?
There was a lot of them, right?
Yeah. You know, I don't even remember this girl's name, but if I do, I'll tell you guys off the air because I don't want to mention any names. But,
Go ahead, though.
I remember one time I came in. I was like 10 minutes early. It was when I was commuting, so I'd come all the way from the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and I had a cigarette, and she's outside, and she sparks up, and she's like, oh, you know, it's, you want a little? I was like, what is it? She's like, oh, it's just a little weed. I was like, all right. So I take a couple puffs off of it and give it back to her. She's smoking, take a couple more puffs. I give it back to her. She's smoking, and I go, wait, what is this? She's like, this is some synthetic shit I got from the Bronx, yo. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, what did I just do? I'm thinking like all the stories I've heard of bath salts and all this kind of shit. Yeah, it was
saw it
literally- It was literally
All
like-
zoomed in.
and I'm like looking, and there's like 2 minutes left. I gotta get to the room and the lounge and open it, and I'm just like, all right, I gotta go later. And it was one of those like Wednesdays or something where the whole entire place was packed. And dude, like the fact that I had sunglasses made me like just so happy. And as I was like walking and I saw all these people and I like went into the room and everybody was just like, Eric, Willis. I just went right to the door. I just opened it and I sat there in the dark for a little bit. And people were like banging on the door and I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
I don't want to go for school, Mom.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Wait, where am I? Oh my God, what? So like I had to open the door. Like Dave came in like, whoa. And I had my sunglasses on, and then like I just sat in that one seat by the like door, and it was the weirdest thing. Like people were just kind of talking to me, and in my head I'm just like, don't freak out. It was literally like that first time you got stoned before school,
Yeah.
and your brain's just fucking with you. But this was, I'm like, what the hell did I just smoke? What the hell was that? What the hell? You know, the whole entire room looked like a laser light show, but not in a good way. Like, everybody's faces looked like, you know, they were like, just, you could see like every zit they ever had. It was the weirdest.
Wow. It was that detailed
It
to you?
was so, I was just sitting there like, oh my God. It was just, and somebody was like, immediately like, oh yeah, so he didn't call me back last night, and I'm kind of pissed. And I'm like, just kill him. What? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Kill
Kill him before I kill you. But it was the creepiest experience. And I think it was about 20 or 25 minutes of, oh God, like I remember when it finally left my body and I went, oh God, okay, I can get through the day. Like I think even Dave gave me a, what's wrong with you, man?
What's wrong with you, man?
You alright, man? Like what the fuck happened to you today?
You alright, dog?
Yeah, right.
Probably
Yeah,
gave you one of the cassettes like, yo, return this movie, man.
Yeah, return this movie and let me see you walk a straight line to the library. Oh my God! But yeah, that stuff I would never again in my life try anything. Ooh, that's the worst.
Dude, I remember
no
my
bueno.
first very excitable trip, yo, and it was very excitable nonetheless. So,
What, on the same kind of stuff?
Nah, it wasn't. It was actually a different. It was one of the most potent I could ever find, and it was with a couple of friends. I'll tell you afterwards too, nonetheless. So, she had a 7-foot bong. 7 foot, taller than me, and I'm like, all right, cool. This looks like a challenge, so I can do it.
Yeah,
That whole entire thing I took up, so I was like, all right, cool. I felt great. It was just about until I opened the door from her room, exiting out into the living room, and it was a totally different scenery. Like everything changed. Like it wasn't the living room no more. Everything was just like snow, hills, and mountains. That's how it looked to me as soon as I exited the room. I just opened it. I was like, nah, I'm not bugging, but it was all black and white.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. So I turned around and looked, and they're there, and I looked back, and it was back to the living room. Now everything is still black and white, so I'm just looking through things. I'm like, damn, I'm losing color. I hope I'm not dying. I hope I'm not. I'm like freaking out. It's like, yo, somebody tell me what's today? What's today? What's the date? What's the date? Like, tell me what's the time? Like, somebody. I'm sitting there. I'm just feeling people's hand. I'm like, yo, your skin is soft, but you're black and white. I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. So at that time, it was snowing. I needed water so bad that they didn't have it. So I was like, all right, whatever. I walked outside, picked up snow, started forming it, tried to form it into a ball. All of a sudden, formed into a heart. I was like, all right, whatever. Took a bite out of it and said, quench my thirst a little bit. Threw it at a car, hit a window, and I was like, oh, my fault. I'm a little bit too high for this. I was supposed to go over your car, not at you, and the dude's window was down too, nonetheless. So, go figure, hitting him in the face with it. So, she came out, she was like, yeah, you gotta come back in. I'm going back inside the house, and everything is just black and white. I'm like, yo, why am I seeing everything like this? It's interesting, but it's just like, I want to run around and scream, because I'm like, I'm in this black and white world that I see in cartoons a lot. And it's funny because I think that's what I was seeing. Like, I thought everybody was a cartoon for some reason, because I just wanted to slap the shit out of everybody that I saw. Like, I had that urge that if you slap somebody, you will feel great. You'll feel fantastic. I just had that urge. So.
I think Chris Brown also has that feeling sometimes.
Yeah,
it does, man.
Yeah, until you're like black and white.
Either that or it's called being married.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I don't know about all of that because I'm not even.
No, trust me.
Yeah, I mean that's happened to me too. Like, I went to Philly to visit one of my friends at Temple, and we smoked weed out of a vitamin water bottle, kind of like that. And I remember I was so high that I thought it was raining, but I was inside the whole time, and I felt my body kind of moving in certain directions. Like I was my whole body was like a huge game of Dance Dance Revolution. So like a diagonal arrow would come down, and my whole body would move that way and shit. And then I saw Meek Mill. And
saw Meek Mill.
I saw Meek Mill. I was in Philly, and he was there, and I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain. Like I saw him, but it didn't register until like the day after. And then I remember I got a Baconator from Wendy's, and I just kind of, instead of eating, I kind of held it to my face. And my vision was weird too because it felt like really zoomed in. Like, not my vision was better, but like if I was a camera, it was zoomed in and everything else was out of focus.
Right.
It was weird, and that's why I can't go back to Philly.
Well, that and you're from New York, so you know.
Yeah, you know.
Oh man, yeah.
This has been the Stoner episode.
Some more
a
drug
very
talk.
interesting, informative type one
Of the changing of the guards. I'm hoping that the guards that didn't make it are okay, because they were all supposed to.
They were
be
probably
here.
killed in
They
line
were
of duty, serving the guards.
Yes,
We
I
salute
know.
you, guards.
Yes, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Mark. Anyway, we're at 5 o'clock. Are we out of here, Rich, or do you want us to fill in the spaces?
Well, with that being said, we'll fill in about 2 minutes more if we can.
Yeah, let's fill in. Whoa.
So there you go. 2 minutes more
2
means.
minutes more.
Give it the number, boy. Get that boy chip music. Get that. Jump it. Go, boy. Get it. Guards, people.
Yeah, we're changing the guards, everybody. John Stewart, Strawberry Fields Forever.
And Hyro.
Hyro G. My
Let
name
it
is
be.
Willis. Like I said, R.I.P. Mark Westinghouse. You were an amazing dude. Sorry you went so soon, man.
Peace
but-
and love, yo.
Yeah, peace and love to your family. Hope everything's all right. Hope you guys, take care of yourselves in these weird times of 2016.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are changing the guards. Good night,
R.I.P. Harambe.
sweet prince.
Stop us.
It's not just radio, it's Rockland World Radio. RocklandWorldRadio.com.